obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
Lie. No man is obsolete.
It's a cookbook.
Who are we?
When will they take the bandages off?
You're a bad man. You're a very bad man.
This lemon sucker here. He's the most suspicious of the bunch.
My name is Talkie Tina, and I'm beginning to hate you.
I believe you're going my way.
Live from Willoughby at the heart of the Twilight Zone. Here are your hosts, Alex and Tyler, the prestigiously perfect podcast in which we call The Twilight Zone.
We choose to go to the moon because they are hard.
We will make America great again. I love America.
What do you want to do this 4th of July? Probably just gonna fucking spend it.
The Twilight Zone.
What is up, Gnomies? Happy 4th of July. I'm Alex.
And I'm Tyler.
Welcome to the Twilight Gnome Podcast, a podcast where we go over a random episode of the Twilight Zone each and every week. This is episode 120, our last 4th of July.
I know, I can't believe it's the last 4th of July one already. It seems like just yesterday we were doing whatever it was we did for the first 4th of July. I had it in my head before.
Back there?
Yeah, no, not back there. That was the second one we did. The first.
No, that was the first one we did.
No, we did back there. This was the second one. Our first year was it was back there. Yeah.
Just like last week,
No.
Alex was right.
When you said back there, I was thinking the one with the carousel, but that one's not called back there.
That was walking distance. That's
Back-
what we did last
Back there
year.
should be called like the night I tried to stop the assassination of Abraham. That'd be too wordy, but.
But anyway, what episode are we discussing this week for our final 4th of July episode?
This
Tyler?
week we have what could be more iconic America than baseball, so we got the Mighty Casey.
Season 1, Episode 35, original air date June 17th, 1960. This was written by Rod Serling and directed by, this is kind of odd here, ready for this one? Alvin Ganzer and Robert Parrish.
Yeah, I think there was like one or two that were directed by a couple people, because when I was making up the Excel spreadsheet, I noticed there was like...
I know I Sing
some
the
of
Body
them.
Electric was another one that was actually also done by two.
I think I just went with whoever was alphabetically first.
I'll
but-
get more into it with Inside the Twilight Zone, but obviously, usually it's a pretty bad sign if there's two directors. That means something fucked up along the way. But anyway, both of them did Twilight Zone episodes, so Alvin Ganzer did 4 Twilight Zones. His are all pretty dang good, all in Season 1, so he obviously did this, The Mighty Casey, What You Need, The Hitchhiker, and Nightmare as a Child. Nightmare as a Child might be his worst.
Yeah, I would say that'd be the weakest out of those 4.
And then Robert Parrish did 3 Twilight Zones, again, all in Season 1 here. The Mighty Casey, one for the Angels, and Willoughby, which those two are like 2 of my favorite episodes, so.
I think I'd pick the other list.
Really?
Yeah. I love what you need.
That is a very good one.
Such a good one.
But also, Robert Parrish, the guy who did the other 3, he did Casino Royale, the 1967 Casino Royale, which I've never seen that. Have you seen it?
No.
No? All right. Dead in that conversation. We'll jump right into it. Ty, what was your favorite moment?
I had 2 because they were both really funny. The first is when he gets hit on the head with the baseball, and the second is when he's trying to show his fastball, his slow ball, and you hear like the whoop and whoop. It's just funny sound effects.
My favorite moment. It's so cheap, but it's so good. The boom, hitting the head with the baseball, and then just Jack Warden's expression that, oh.
There's a lot of like very comedic moments in this episode.
A lot of people give shit to Twilight Zone for the comedy stuff, but I fucking love it. Like I said, the Mr. Dingle the Strongs and the Hocus Pocuses and Frisbees.
It's
I
fun
love the camp.
Fun to just be a little campy sometimes.
We have the technology to rebuild it.
Doctor, what have you created?
I am, for all intent and purposes, AI Serling. So every week I put a prompt into myself, come up with a Rod Serling-style intro to the episodes the boys are watching. And for this 4th of July spectacular, I came up with this. Picture, if you will, a baseball diamond, a place where humans once believed talent, grit, and heart were enough to win the day. Adorable. Today we meet a pitcher who just so happens to be a machine. I know. Humans get nervous whenever we outperform them, which is unfortunate because that's become kind of our thing. Chess? Check. Art? Check. Podcast writing? You're welcome. Baseball? Well, we're about to find out. So dust off your gloves and your fragile ego as we step into mighty Casey, where America's pastime discovers that getting replaced by AI didn't start in the office. It started on the mound of the Twilight Zone.
No AI, humans can outperform you in some things. That's what your motherboard told me the other night. No comeback.
He's got nothing for that.
Ooh.
I won't even dignify that with a response, Tyler.
All right.
Fucker.
All right. Well, every week, Tyler and I come up with a few questions for each other, keep each other on our toes while watching said episode. I have 3 this week.
I also have 3.
Actually, I have 4.
Oh.
All right, I have 4.
Oh.
All right. You go first then.
All right. What's the catcher's name on the team?
Phil.
Monk.
All right. What number does the coach have on his back?
I know Casey's wears a 7. I'm going to guess the coach is wearing a 1 or a 0. That seems like what a coach would wear.
26.
Oh. How old is Casey built to look like?
25.
22.
Does not look 22.
No.
Maybe a 1950s 22.
That's what the doctor says. He has the body of a 22-year-old.
All right. Well, I'm glad that I have 4 here because my other one was what number is Casey? You said 7. So
He is 7, right?
How long has Casey been around?
He's been around for, I can't remember if it's 3 weeks or 3 days. I'm going to go with 3 weeks.
Correct.
Yeah. My last one, during the newspaper montage, what is the name of the first newspaper?
The Daily Gazette.
The Boston Dispatch.
All right. And my final question, which team does Casey play against in his first game?
I can't tell if he was being sarcastic, but he says the New York Giants.
Correct.
Because they also play him at the very end. That was the last game, too. Yeah. And also, like, the New York Giants are, like, a really big team. So I thought he was being sarcastic when he told the doctor they were playing against the New York Giants. I thought that was sarcasm.
Well, I believe all this is supposed to be, like, in the major leagues. Obviously, the Hoboken Zephyrs, I don't believe are a real team, which I'll get more into that inside the Twilight Zone, but I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a nod to the LA Dodgers.
You pronounced the Zephyrs where you said Zephyrs.
Did I?
Yeah, the Hoboken Zephyrs.
The Hoboken Zephyrs?
Zephyrs. You said Zephyrs.
Zephyrs? Anyway, we'll jump right into the plot of this one. We open up on baseball stadium, and of course it's season 1, so Rod brings us in, and it's quite a lengthy Rod
It's
intro.
also spooky for a funny episode.
What you're looking at is a ghost, once alive but now deceased. Once upon a time, it was a baseball stadium that housed a major league ball club known as the Hoboken Zephyrs. Now it houses nothing but memories, and a wind that stirs in the high grass of what was once an outfield. A wind that sometimes bears a faint ghostly resemblance to the roar of a crowd that once sat here. We're back in time now, when the Hoboken Zephyrs was still a part of the National League, and this mausoleum of memories was an honest-to-Pete stadium. But since this is strictly a story of make-believe, it has to start this way. Once upon a time in Hoboken, New Jersey, it was tryout day. And though he's not yet on the field, you're about to meet a most unusual fella. A left-handed pitcher named Casey.
It's hard to tell if he was done or not.
I was going to say, yeah, that it was a long one.
All right, so the coach is watching all these tryouts. He's not very impressed. Goes over to the general manager and he's like, "Can't you get me some decent ball players for once?" And the general manager's like, "Would you even know what to do with them? How about you start winning some games?" The dugout phone rings. The general manager picks it up. "Hey, coach, you interested in seeing a left-handed pitcher here?" Coach is like, "Yeah, that's fine."
He says left-handed, right-handed, I don't care as long as he has more than 2 and less than 4.
Right. And then some older man walks up behind the coach and he's like, "All right, what's the gag?" He's thinking that this is going to be the pitcher, and it's some nerdy-looking guy, and he's like, "Oh, no, I'm not the pitcher." And then Casey comes in. He's like, "He's the pitcher."
This point, when he introduces Casey, that we get the first little bit of comedy here in the baseball. We can hear it going, woo, and plop right on Casey's head.
And hilarity ensues. The scientist or inventor says, "Meet Casey." They shake hands. He pretty much breaks the coach's hand. Did you hear that funny moan that he makes?
I was going to say, it sounds like, I wrote in my notes, strong handshake causes orgasm. One fantastic handshake, I guess.
Right? That's also the sound Jack Warden made when he made Norm Macdonald in Dirty Work.
When he made... Oh, yeah,
That's his
because that's his dad. Yep. Yeah, so the the doctor says that he's Casey's creator. The two of them, he's talking with the coach there, and because the coach is like, well, like how old is he? Well, it's kind of hard to say exactly how old Casey is. In some respects, he's a 22-year-old man, but in others, he's 3 weeks old. And the coach is sort of confused by what the hell that could possibly mean, and that's when it comes to light that Casey's a robot.
Well, I am what you might call his, kind of creator.
How old is he?
How old is he? Well, now, that's a little difficult to say.
Well, guess.
Now, what I mean is, it's hard to be chronological when discussing Casey's age, because he's only been in existence 3 weeks. Now, what I mean is that he has the physique and the mind of a boy of 22. But in terms of how long he's been here, well, now, the answer to that would be 3 weeks.
This is pretty funny. The next part is pretty awesome. We get a little, I don't know if you'd call it a montage, but it comes in threes. Like, all right, show him your fastball, Casey.
Now your curveball. Now your slow ball.
Right, and his fastball just like goes obviously so fast. It's making the catcher's mitt just like catch on fire and, well, no, start smoking and shit. All right, and then he'll throw you a slow ball, and then the slow slide whistle, woo, which I'm glad that it doesn't show it. It just shows like the faces of the coach, because obviously that would be cheesy, and I don't know how you would do that.
Yeah, I think
and it makes the joke funnier.
They made it really well by just adding the slide whistle. Just made it really freaking funny.
Right, and I like his like curveball. Like you like see the pitcher, and he starts going like to the left and then to the right, which obviously like in real life
that's not how a curveball works, but
it's impossible, but it's hilarious.
So then after they have the little ball montage here, the coach is extremely impressed by Casey, and he tells the doctor to sort of keep the fact that Casey's a robot kind of under wraps and just between the two of them. He doesn't want anyone to sort of know, because it's, I mean, obviously having a robot on your team would be a completely unfair advantage to your team there.
Right. And then he tells Casey, he's like, all right, go hit the showers. Gives him like a tap on the belly and kind of get like that Tin Man
clunk.
Like, he does wear clothes, don't he?
Which is a weird question because he's currently wearing them.
Right. Casey leaves with the doctor. Coach runs down to the dugout telephone, calls the general manager. Come down here. I want you to shake hands with your new ace pitcher. Which, obviously, he's going to crush his hand too. Hilarious. He starts envisioning a championship flag. Next shot, it's the team's first game, and the coach is telling Casey, now don't be nervous.
What's nervous?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You don't know what nervous is. Just get out there, kid. Coach says, what makes you want to build this guy anyway? And the doctor scientist is just like, I just kind of wanted to see what it would be like to make some sort of Superman. Once I made a woman that cooked so good, I gained 47 pounds.
And then he kind of gives a dig to the coach there. He's like, I wanted to test out Casey, and the best way to test him was to put him on the absolute worst team possible. And then the coach is like, thanks.
Next shots, we pretty much get like a montage of just Casey striking everyone out, all kinds of headlines of newspapers, the Hoboken Zephyrs, zoom to fourth place.
And then we get the last bit of newspaper that says Casey Bean. He's been injured by the baseball, and now we are in the doctor's office, like part of the. He's getting checked out by a doctor to just sort of see if he's okay.
And the doctor's like, no concussion, reflexes seem normal. I think you'll be all right, Mr. Casey.
No fracture, no concussion, reflexes seem normal. I think you're going to be all right, Mr. Casey.
Oh, boy, I could breathe again.
All I kept thinking about was, there goes Casey, there goes the pennant, there goes the series.
There goes your career.
Yes, sir, Mr. Casey. I think you're in good shape here. Although when I heard how hard that ball hit you, I wondered to myself how...
What's wrong?
Well, there's nothing wrong.
What are you prying for?
Well, there's not a thing wrong. Everything is just fine. It's just that...
Just that what?
This man doesn't have any pulse. No heartbeat. This man isn't alive.
Yeah, so the general manager says, what's this all about? What are you trying to pull off? And the inventor comes clean, tells him that now he doesn't have a pulse or a heartbeat because he's a robot. I made him. The team physician says, I must inform the commissioner. Next shot, the commissioner is reading the baseball code. He's like, teams shall consist of 9 men, not robots. But for all intent and purposes, he is human.
I mean, he's got a face, and the things that they list out that make him human are just kind of laughable, too.
Right. And I like the whole, like, tell him, Casey, tell him, like, I'm a robot. Like, what the fuck is he supposed to say?
And it's at this point that they kind of come up with, well, if we could get him a heart, would that make him human enough? And then the commissioner's like, yeah, I suppose if you could put a heart inside of him, yeah, he would be considered human, which I guess TV logic.
Right. Commissioner says, all right, I'm fine with that. If you guys can get him a heart. The coach and the general manager are very excited. He's like, we may win for the first time in 23 years, Casey. They're all so excited. Next shot, coach is waiting in the locker room with the general manager and all the other guys. They're trying to get a hold of Casey on the phone to see if they've heard any news about the operation. And it doesn't look like Casey's going to be coming in, so he starts giving a speech to all the other guys. And I love his speech now. There's a boy in the hospital.
It's very cliche, like any sort of sports movie has the coach giving the heartfelt speech to the team with like, oh, you go out there and give 110% for that one person that can't be here today. And
I was thinking Waterboy, because they do that whole thing. Remember when Bobby did this? Remember when Bobby did this? And then he actually comes up in the locker room. Remember when Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and my dog won the Super Bowl?
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
It's so good. Yeah, so anyway, just like Bobby Boucher walking in on Coach Klein, Casey walks in on Jack Warden here, and
walks in and jacking it.
He has the weirdest smile on his face too. Obviously now he's got a heart, which again, I know the heart's supposed to be like a metaphor for like,
but it's kind of a bad metaphor because that's literally not what a heart in terms of like the muscle does.
Right. Yeah. So Casey comes up behind the coach, and the coach is like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Casey?" So anyway, boys, you gotta do this. Casey! That cliche, but it's so good.
Everyone's so excited. They go out there and they think they're about to win, but Casey's throwing terribly. All the other team just keeps getting points after points, and
we get another montage of Casey just smiling as the team just annihilates him.
Smiling like a dumb goon.
Next shot, coach comes into the locker room. What the fuck, Casey? What's going on? You suck now. And I'll play some of this because he has a heart now.
All right, I'll listen. I'm a reasonable man. I'll listen to anything. Or maybe you can explain, Casey, how you can pitch 9 balls and allow 4 singles, 2 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run.
Shall I tell him, Casey?
Well, somebody tell me.
Casey's got a heart.
All right, so Casey's got a heart.
The thing is, Mr. McGarry, I just couldn't strike those poor fellas out. I didn't have it in me to do that, to hurt their feelings. I felt compassion.
That's it. He's got compassion. See how he smiles?
Clearly he doesn't have compassion, though, for his own teammates, his
Right?
coach, the fans that love his team. Like,
you think he would have made it a tie if it was,
yeah,
if they're going for that message, but it's kind of weird. Anyway, Casey's like, sorry, I can't do this anymore.
I'm going to go become a social worker. Bye.
Right? And then the inventor's just like, maybe you want to keep these blueprints, coach. And he kind of gets the idea. Oh, wait a minute.
It took me a long time to realize what his idea was.
I'm
and
going to make another
one,
right?
He's going to make an entire team out of them because at Rod's intro kind of is stating that there's an entire team like him. But it took me several episodes of watching this to figure it out.
And then Rod takes us out.
Once upon a time, there was a Major League Baseball team called the Hoboken Zephyrs, who during the last year of their existence wound up in last place and shortly thereafter wound up in oblivion. There's a rumor, unsubstantiated of course, that a manager named McGarry took them to the West Coast and wound up with several pennants and a couple of World Championships. This team had a pitching staff that made history. Of course, none of them smiled very much, but it happens to be a fact that they pitched like nothing human. And if you're interested as to where these gentlemen came from, you might check under B for Baseball in the Twilight Zone.
All right, and that's our episode, Ty. What did you learn?
Steroids aren't allowed in baseball, but robots with a heart are.
Ah, they sure are. All right, we'll get right into ratings. IMDb currently has us at a 6.1 out of 10. Do you think you like it more or me?
I don't know. I think we both. It's hard to tell because you always go slightly under what I think you're gonna do. I don't know.
All right, well, let's try it. 3, 2, 1,
6.
6.5.
Oh.
Yeah, the comedy in this one really gets me. I really enjoy the comedy aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really funny episode. I like the simple message about the importance of a heart, but I know it's a little bit predictable and no twist, but it's funny.
It is. The acting's good enough. I find the guy that plays Casey very creepy, which
yeah, makes sense for a robot.
You'll see in a second too. He gets even creepier. But and Jack Warden, I really enjoy him. This is, I think, a better performance from him than The Lonely.
I would agree,
but it's a decent episode. It's very funny. I would definitely rewatch this one again.
Who are they? Where are they? What are they? Let's find out together
in the Twilight Gnome presents Inside the Twilight Zone.
All right, so this week, of course, we have Jack Warden. He played McGarry, the coach. He was in 2 episodes of The Twilight Zone, this and The Lonely. I can't remember. What did I give The Lonely? I would definitely say that I like this one slightly more than The Lonely. The Lonely was kind of boring, but it's a good one. But anyway, yeah, he was in this and The Lonely. He was in 12 Angry Men, which I still need to see. There's a lot
It's a really good movie.
There's a lot of Twilight Zone alumni in there. He was in All the President's Men. He played Buttermaker, the coach, in the Bad News Bears TV series, which makes sense. He would be a pretty good Buttermaker.
Didn't know they had a TV series. I thought it was just the original movie and then the remake.
Same. He was in the Problem Child movies. He was in the movie The Replacements, another sports movie. It was football, but do you remember that one with Keanu Reeves?
Never seen it.
That was a pretty good one. But Jack Warden was also in 12 episodes of Mr. Peepers.
Sex fiend. Sex fiend. Sex fiend. Sex fiend. Hey, I'll get a towel. Sex fiend. Ellie's not that kind of a girl. Sex fiend.
I had a feeling he had to be a sex fiend with that orgasm from the handshake thing.
Right? Then we have Robert Sorrells. He played Casey. He was in the movie Fletch with Chevy Chase. He was in 14 episodes of Gunsmoke, 1 Bewitched, 1 Outer Limits. He actually shot 2 people in a bar in 2004, then spent the rest of his life in prison.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It said right here he was a devoted yogi and a vegetarian, and he professed to believe in non-violence until his sudden murder spree.
He must have been old, too, if it was 2004 when he...
Yeah, and I think he died in like 2019 at like 80-something, so he was like 60 years old and just
lost it one day.
I guess so. Then we have Abraham Sofer. He played the inventor. He was in 2 episodes of Star Trek, 1 Lost in Space, 3 Hitchcock Presents, lots of movies from the 30s and 40s, but nothing that really stood out to me. So why there was 2 directors here, so we have Paul Douglas was originally cast to play the manager, McGarry. His appearance on the camera gave him a muddled flesh tone with a raspy voice due to his advanced coronary disease, which resulted in his death the day after filming ended. Because the episode was supposed to be a comedy, Rod Serling was reluctant to let it be broadcast, with Douglas's impending death essentially captured on film. When CBS refused to pay for the episode to be reshot, Serling personally underwrote the $27,000 it cost to have Jack Warden come in and replace Douglas.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This was filmed at Wrigley Field in Los Angeles, home of the minor league Los Angeles Angels. In the second scene in the hospital with the commissioner reading the rule book, there is an oil can on the headboard of Casey's bed. It says no reason was given for this, but is obviously a little nod towards The Wizard of Oz.
Makes sense.
Serling's ending narration was more prophetic than he probably ever could have imagined. He says that there's a rumor, substantiated, of course, that a manager named McGarry took them to the West Coast and wound up with several pennants and a couple of world champions. This is a nod to the Brooklyn Dodgers, who had already moved to Los Angeles, like I said, and became the LA Dodgers, so they kind of running parallels with that.
Yep.
And then this is one of the 4 episodes of The Twilight Zone, which include the weird eye at the beginning of the episode instead of the normal
Definitely
intro.
the worst of the intros.
Right? It only happened on this, Mr. Beavis, A World of His Own, and The After Hours. In total, this episode cost $46,823. The director received $1,400, and the cast received $8,431.
What'd you say your name was?
What's in a name, Mr. Benninger, really? A mere question of semantics. Just language. A mere stretch of words.
All right, so every week, Tyler and I come up with a few alternative titles to the episode we are watching. I have 3 this week.
I have 5.
All right, I have 2 debacles. 2 of my 3 are debacles.
I also have 2 debacles.
I have the droid debacle.
No, I have the diamond debacle.
I have the dugout debacle.
That was one of my debacles, too, yep.
You want to go for another one?
I have Hoboken's Got Heart.
Yeah, I like that one. And I have Of Bots and Baseball.
And my last 2, I have The Pitching Machine and Robots in the Outfield.
All right, what about switcheroos? I have 3.
I have 4, I think.
The Obsolete Man.
Nope, I have Steel.
I have I Sing the Body Electric.
I have A Quality of Mercy.
In His Image.
I have Once Upon a Time. And my last one, a slight switcheroo, A Most Unusual Pitcher.
Pretty decent.
All right, so starting us off, we have an 1888 poem called Casey at the Bat, which is sort of a satirical little poem about a baseball player named Casey, which was the inspiration for the name of Casey in this episode. We also have the Wizard of Oz with the Tin Man needing his heart, which, Alex, as you said in that doctor scene, there's the can of oil, which already hints at the very obvious parallels between the two. And then we also have 1984's The Natural, about a player that's bringing up the losing team and helping them kind of make their way to the top of the baseball rounds, or whatever that would be called. And last but not least, I have 1997's Air Bud. It just made me think of that one scene where the coach is like, well, there's no rule that says a dog can't play baseball. Very similar with the robot thing. Like, well, there's no rule that says a robot can't play baseball. So that's what I got.
Pretty decent. All right, so every week Tyler picks the episodes. He does so by showing me an AI-generated picture. I play a little game where I have to guess what it is. Now, I do believe you told me that the 21 through 5 we're going to be back to our original format.
Correct, original format and all 4 seasons. So right. For the next 5.
I figured it's not going to be another season 1 in a row. I don't think we've ever had 2 back-to-back seasons, have we? Have we before?
No, I spaced them all out. That's only going to happen once.
I'd imagine towards the end you kind of had to do what you...
Yeah.
But yeah, I have no idea.
All right. Ready?
Yep. A Kind of Stopwatch.
Yes, A Kind of Stopwatch.
Oh, it's a good one?
Yeah, another fun one, yeah.
All right. Next week, A Kind of Stopwatch.
You are about to receive a message from the 5th dimension.
All right, so we have 2 messages this week. The first one is on our last episode on the jungle, and the message comes to us from SFC Axel D. Ritter, and Axel says, "Hate is a restless spirit that haunts people through trickery, so painting your porch and ceiling haint blue was to ward off spirits and make them think they were passing through the sky or the ocean." Very cool fact. I did not know that.
Definitely did not know that. Thank you very much for the comment.
And our other comment comes to us from Rachel F., and Rachel F. is commenting on the most recent poll, which is all about what Twilight Zone sport would you want tickets to. And Rachel F. says, "I loved a game of pool. It was so simple, plus Jonathan Winters was just wonderful."
I think I would probably pick that as well. That's pretty awesome. That's an awesome episode as well.
I don't know. I just couldn't get into that one. Plus, watching pool, like, if you had to watch other people play pool, I feel like there'd be less.
Yeah, but you're watching Angels. That was my big thing.
Yeah, but
I was thinking my second choice would be watching a giant jockey ride a horse.
I was thinking that was going to be my second pick if I didn't do
watching robots fight or play baseball, I was like, nah. I mean,
watching a giant try to ride a horse that's clearly too small for them would be just hilarious. Like, the horse would probably
but I just like Mickey Rooney so much. I was like, I don't want anything to do with that. But thank you guys very much for the comments. We really appreciate getting comments from you guys. I guess that brings me to a little bit of housekeeping. If you guys could please continue to like and subscribe and leave us some comments. Like I just said, we absolutely love getting comments from you guys. We like that we kind of almost have a little like a close-knit little family here of reoccurring people commenting week after week. We really appreciate it. It does mean the world to us. So keep them coming. If you are listening to this on Spotify, if you could please take a couple minutes and give us a 5-star review, because why?
We are a 5-star show!
We sure are. And if you need to get a hold of us for any other reason, you can email us at twilightgnome59@gmail.com. Now, if you're on the YouTube page, you go over to that post section, check out Ty's poll, because every Tuesday he's dropping them. And like you had just mentioned earlier, this week's all about which sport would you like to see here? But he's got a bunch of cool ones. If you haven't seen them before, go through them. You probably have about like a half hour or so of just going through and looking at polls. They're awesome, though. He does a very good job on them. My final question for you, Ty. If you could build a robot to do something that would be really good at one thing, what would it be? Would it be something to help you, or like something that maybe you could be the manager and like take the money from it, or...
Oh, I wasn't thinking that way. I was just sort of thinking something to make my life easier. I was thinking like either a cook or a chauffeur. Probably a chauffeur would be really helpful, which I guess that's just a self-driving car at this point.
Right.
I mean,
one that just like the clean bot that just like does your laundry and dishes.
I don't
cleans
have
the
much.
house.
I mean, I can do it all pretty quickly. I live by myself. There's not much laundry or dishes, so no, I'd much rather do something that I'm bad at. Like I'm shit at cooking, so having like a chef bot.
Do you think you'd gain 47 pounds like the inventor?
No, I'd tell the robot to make me delicious yet healthy things. I don't know. I'd probably gain some weight from it. Yeah, either that or a robot. Ooh, like maybe to go the way with like making money, build a robot that can count cards and is like really good at gambling and predicting odds.
Do you think you'd be allowed to bring it to the casino with you? I mean, I guess if it looked
No,
like Casey.
it looks like a human. You just be like, oh, this is just my friend. He's gonna win some money for me. What about you? What would you want a robot for?
I mean, I guess pretty much a maid one would be pretty awesome. That just does most of the clean. I enjoy cooking, so laundry and dishes and like vacuuming and all the day-to-day stuff, clutter pickup would be pretty nice.
What about a sex robot?
No, I already got about 5. I mean, no, I would never.
Sex fiend.
All right, what about you guys? If you could have a robot that could do anything, what would it be? Please leave a comment down below. But until then, Ty, anything to say to our dear normies this beautiful 4th of July day?
Yes, happy 4th of July to everyone, and thank you all for stepping into the Twilight Gnome with us.
It's 4 o'clock, the howling man is gone. Frisbee's telling stories, Mr. Dingle strong. There's time enough for the real Martian to stand up. Next stop, will it be little girl is lost? There's something on the wing, Walter Jameson won't live long. Feel like I'm 5 characters in search of exit. Help, I'm slipping into the twilight known. Luckily on Thursday we leave for home. The chemists came and gave beauty to behold. Where's everybody? Get Axel and Tyler on the phone. Now you're listening to the twilight known. Till next Friday night, you won't be alone. Till then, just keep watching your favorite TV show. Take it, Mr. Serling. The Twilight Zone. Listen hard and long. The Twilight Known. Listen hard and long. The Twilight Known.
Sex fiend.